AI taking our jobs, AI taking over the world. It feels like every other headline is something about artificial intelligence these days, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere you look.
And it's not just like factory workers or taxi drivers anymore. Now they're saying AI is coming for the programmers, designers, like even our jobs aren't safe.
Right.
So today, we are diving into a question that's been keeping me up at night, honestly. Can AI replace the people building AI? Can it replace machine learning engineers?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. It's like the robots are coming for the robot makers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about automating the creation of AI itself, and there's a new research paper from OpenAI making everyone wonder, are we already there?
Yeah, and they put out a blog post too summarizing it, and it's really interesting stuff.
So they call this new benchmark they created MLE Bench. Catchy, right?
MLE Bench, yeah. And it's cool because it's not, some theoretical test they made up. They use real Kaggle competitions to
Yeah.
see what this AI could do.
Okay, so for our listeners who aren't knee deep in the world of data science, maybe give us a quick Kaggle 101.
Sure, so think of Kaggle like the Olympics, but for machine learning. You've got the best of the best competing to build the most accurate model, the fastest algorithm. Like, it is high-stakes data
With
science.
serious bragging rights if you make it to the
Yeah,
podium.
definitely bragging rights. And often, actual prizes, money on the line. Like, a bronze medal on Kaggle gets you noticed.
So not playing around here.
No, not at all.
And the OpenAI researchers, they didn't exactly pick the easiest Kaggle competitions for this experiment, right?
No, they really went all in. They chose 75 different competitions from all different fields, natural language processing, image recognition, you name it. And not only that, but these competitions had like serious money at stake. Historically, we're talking over $1.9 million in prize money awarded across all of them.
Okay, so we've got our Gladiators, our Colosseum. Time to find out, do the AI agents go full Spartacus or do they get totally crushed?
Well, they didn't exactly conquer everything, but the best performer, OpenAI's own model called O1 Preview, did something pretty amazing. Now, it wasn't working completely on its own. The researchers gave it some help, something called scaffolding.
Scaffolding, okay, so like giving the AI a little boost.
Yeah, you could think of it like giving it a set of tools and instructions to work with. Like, think about it, if you were suddenly told you had to compete on like a cooking show, you'd at least want some recipes to work from, right?
Makes sense.
So the scaffolding gives the AI that kind of head start, that structure, but it still has to figure out how to use it, which is pretty impressive.
Okay, so back to O1 Preview. With its little scaffolding boost, how did it actually do in these real-world Kaggle competitions? Spill the tea.
Okay, so with the help of the scaffolding, O1 Preview achieved a performance level worthy of at least a bronze medal in almost 17% of the competitions.
Wait, hold on. A bronze medal? I mean, that alone is impressive.
Oh my. Oh, absolutely. Like we said, even getting one gold medal on Kaggle is a big deal if you're a human. And this AI, it was averaging 7 gold medal level performances on MLE Bench.
7 gold medals. 7. Oh, okay. That's a lot to process. But before I like run off and I don't know, rewrite my resume as a professional cat toy designer, just in case.
Right.
You mentioned there were some caveats to this whole AI is beating humans at Kaggle thing.
Right, exactly. It's important to keep in mind that the AI had some, well, advantages in this setup. For one, it could run multiple attempts on a problem, which in most real Kaggle competitions, humans, they only get one shot.
Ah. Okay, so like it's playing the video game on unlimited lives mode.
Yeah, basically.
That'll definitely inflate your score.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when the researchers looked at how well O1 Preview did, with more attempts, guess what? The more tries it got, the better it performed.
Oh.
Significantly better, to the point where with enough attempts, it was starting to, go head-to-head with like the best human Kagglers out there.
Okay, so unlimited tries, that's a pretty significant advantage. But even with those, were there things that this AI, really struggled with? Like what were its weaknesses? What were the things it just couldn't quite get right?
Yeah, so one thing that consistently tripped it up was, believe it or not, producing valid submissions.
Yeah.
Like, you have to think about all the rules and the very specific formats they want your answer in these competitions.
Yeah, Kaggle's not messing around.
No, they're very serious. And the AI is still learning how to, like, play by those very specific rules, just like a human who was new to this world would have to.
So got the talent, but maybe not like the competition etiquette down yet.
Yeah, there you go. And another interesting limitation, and this one I thought was really fascinating, was time management, or the lack thereof, I should say. See, the AI doesn't have a concept of deadlines or limited resources, right?
Right.
Whereas humans, even if we're terrible at it, we at least understand that, there's a clock and we can't just tinker on something forever.
No frantic all-nighters fueled by coffee and, sheer terror for this AI.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
Not yet. But speaking of limitations, there's another point we should probably discuss, and it goes back to, remember we were talking about how MLE Bench, it's based on these public Kaggle competitions.
Yeah, to make it as real-world as possible. What about it?
Well, it raises an interesting question. Could the AI have actually accessed information from those competitions beforehand, since they are public, which, could potentially give it an unfair advantage?
Oh, so it might have peeked at the answer key before the test?
In a way. Yeah,
Well, that wouldn't be a fair comparison at all.
exactly. And the researchers acknowledged this concern, and they actually took steps to investigate it. Now, their findings suggest that, blatant, copy-paste cheating, that probably didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how do you even make sure an AI isn't cheating? Do they give it a polygraph test?
Not quite a polygraph. They do what's called an obfuscation experiment.
Hmm.
Basically, they rewrote the competition descriptions to be, less recognizable.
Yeah.
So it would be harder for the AI to make the connection, even if it had seen them before.
So they made the AI work harder for its supposed cheat sheet?
Exactly.
Pretty clever. And what happened? Did it crash and burn?
The AI's performance, it really didn't change that much.
Yeah.
So while that doesn't completely rule out the possibility of any kind of information leakage beforehand,
Yeah.
it at least suggests that the results they're seeing, it's not just the AI, straight up copying answers it saw somewhere.
Okay. Well, that's at least a little reassuring. But it seems like, even with all of this, we're still left with some pretty big what-if questions. I mean, even if AI isn't, kicking down the doors and taking all the ML engineering jobs tomorrow,
Right.
this research shows that it's getting really good really fast.
Yeah, and that's really the crux of it, right? Because you can imagine a future where AI is accelerating scientific discovery. It's optimizing these incredibly complex systems, maybe even personalizing medicine, and doing all of that by, building and testing AI systems themselves. I mean, the potential of that it's pretty amazing to think about.
Okay, so that's the optimistic view. But there's got to be another side to this coin, right?
Of course.
What are the potential downsides here? Because if AI is getting this good this fast, I mean, that comes with some inherent risks, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And I think one of the biggest ones is that faster development, it also means less time to really understand and mitigate any unintended consequences.
Right.
It's kind of like handing someone a supercar before you've, taught them how to drive it responsibly.
So it's not just about if AI can do the work, it's also about how we manage the consequences of it actually doing the work, right?
Exactly. And that's going to require, careful consideration, a lot more research, and some serious thought about the ethical frameworks we're using to develop AI. We need to make sure that we're building this stuff responsibly and safely right alongside all of this, incredible advancement.
So if you're listening to this right now and you are a machine learning engineer, should you be clearing out your desk already?
Well, I don't know about, grabbing the cardboard box just yet, but
Yeah.
I get it. It's a natural question to ask, right?
For sure.
But I think, if anything, this research really highlights what makes humans uniquely valuable, even as AI gets, more and more capable.
You mean our superior ability to procrastinate and watch really bad TV when we should be working?
Hey, those are important skills.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But no, I mean, on a more serious note, it's things like, our adaptability, our ability to reason ethically, the very human ability to, think outside the box, come up with completely new ways of approaching a problem. Those are things that AI, at least for now, really struggles to replicate.
Right, because even as good as these agents are getting, they're still operating within a defined set of rules, right?
Yeah.
The goals we give them.
Exactly. So they can do amazing things with the what and the how,
Mhm.
but the why, the big picture questions, the really interesting problems to solve, that's still, largely a human domain. And honestly, that's where the real magic of innovation happens, right?
Which, you know what, that actually leads us perfectly into our final thought for this deep dive. The thing we want to leave our listeners really pondering. What happens when, and maybe this is way down the road, but what happens when AI starts defining its own research questions? What happens when it's not us setting the agenda, but the AI itself saying, hey, this is a problem worth solving. This is what I want to explore.
Wow. Yeah, that is a big one.
That's a big one, right?
It is. AI setting its own agenda, pursuing knowledge, coming up with solutions, maybe solutions we can't even imagine right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that do to the pace of innovation? What completely new possibilities open up? And maybe most importantly, what role do we play in that future?
Okay, so those are some seriously big, big questions. Honestly, we could probably do a whole other deep dive series just to begin to, like, even scratch the surface of
At
it.
least a couple.
Right. But for now, I think you've given our listeners a lot to ponder. So thank you, as always, for lending your expertise to this deep dive. It's been a fascinating conversation.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always fun to, really dig into this stuff.
And thank you, dear listener, for exploring this fascinating and maybe slightly terrifying topic with us. Until next time.